Is my second review from Makita. They kindly sent out their new 36V cordless skilly. First thing I thought about it when it came out of the box was she's freaking heavy, but I think it's grown on me. We've used it on site for about 5 weeks now, and it's a dream, I can tell you that. It's so easy to use. There's so many cool functions, and the power is insane. I think a few of the guys have compared the power to having a corded skilly but in a battery powered one, which is pretty awesome. I've done a few rippings with it. I've got through 2 3-meter pieces of wood ripped down the middle on 2 3-amp batteries, which isn't much, but I think if you had the 6-amp batteries they'd last a lot longer, but even on 3s that's pretty decent. Straight out of the box you get the skin, what you see here. It comes with the separate piece for the sawdust to fire off the back there, or to connect the hose to it. But yeah, that's it. So you don't get a guide, and there is no hook either, but they are optional accessories which you can buy. And I mean, if you've got other battery skillies, you're most likely going to have a guide anyway, so that's pretty good. But yeah, a little bit gutted that it doesn't come with the hook on it, because that's always great when you're cutting purlins up on the roof. So yeah, also when we first used it, the guard at the back, it's quite stiff. Pretty much every time you chuck it down on a piece of wood, you're gonna have to pull it up. It's gotten a little easier over the past couple of weeks, so I guess as it gets used a lot more, it'll get easier and easier to push through, but it is a little bit sticky. Another thing that's really cool is there is a lot of numbers on this. You've got all your measurements along the front, the dial for, which is really cool, especially if you're constantly cutting at 45, 55 or 25. So you just flip the switch around to which one you want, loosen it off, and it will stop at that desired position. So that's at 45. You can chuck it around to pop it back down, change it back to 55, same again. And yeah, real easy if you're wanting to cut a lot of wood and not having to set it up every time to a certain number. Also on the back, I think one of the things, this is a bit hard to see, one of the things I liked the most probably was the fact that the depth indicators on the saw are really easy to see. You've got your 60, 50, 40, 30, and on the middle bit that goes up and down, the slot in here, it has a little red line, so you can easily see which one it's on. I had a look on the other brushless skilly, and I don't know, I guess the numbers aren't really prominent on that one, so I don't really use them as much. I would rather get a ruler out and make sure that it was exactly the right height. But this one, I've tried it a few times and the measurements are on point, exactly like as deep as you need to be going. And also the numbers are only single digits on the other Makita skillies, but these ones are double. So instead of 1, 2, 3, and 4, you've actually got your 30, 40, 50, 60 on there as well. Black numbers on white instead of black with embossed numbers into it, which again is also easier to see. So yeah, let's give it a crank. It doesn't miss a beat. I often use it with 2 3-amps just because that's actually all I have. For this I have borrowed 2 5-amp Makita batteries, and the power with 2 3-amp batteries is exactly the same as if you had 2 5-amps, 5s or 6s, and the power just keeps going. If your batteries are getting low, there is battery indicators on the top, which will show you exactly how much battery you've got left, whether you've got the new batteries or the old ones which have or haven't got the indicators on them. With the 3-amp batteries, you'll get full power right to your last cut. You don't lose power halfway through. Another wicked function about the this saw is that it actually has an electric brake. I found out how great that brake was the other day when I was ripping some 4x2 and I hit a knot, and I think any other saw I probably would have used would have just absolutely given me hell and kicked back, but because the saw has the electric brake, it just stopped, which was great and saved my arms from flying off. But yeah, so that's another great feature of the 36 volt. This version doesn't come with Bluetooth. There is actually another, Makita also do another version that has Bluetooth technology just in the side there. It'll have like a little extra chip. That's so you can actually connect it to their Bluetooth vacuum cleaners to collect up all your sawdust if you're cutting heaps of wood, which is pretty cool. But yeah, alternatively, if you don't need it, you have the option to be able to buy it without it, which is really cool. As I know, as an apprentice, this is like such a valuable piece of equipment to have, and I think without Bluetooth, it just makes it that little bit more affordable, which is really good. It's great. And again, thanks to Makita for sending this out and letting us have a play with it on site. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed my